Good afternoon, Facebook family and friends. This is Rosalind Jones, your local author of Looking in the Mirror. Hey! Today we're going to talk about a subject that no one wants to really talk about, but we need to share some tips with each other. We're going to talk about bills. Yeah, I said that awesome, ugly word, bills. And the thing about bills is they consistent. If nothing else in your life ain't consistent, those bills are. Because they going to come once a month like clockwork. They ain't going to miss a beat. So, and even sometimes when when you're dead and gone, sometimes you leave bills behind. They just keep on coming and coming and coming and coming. But anyway, we're going to talk about your income. Income. That's money that's coming in. Okay. Then you got to do your debt income ratio, making sure what you got going out, it doesn't exceed what you got coming in. So just a little tip. Rent. You have to pay your rent every month. You need a roof over your head. Okay. I can't talk. I've been there. I've done that. I can talk now. I've had where I haven't paid my rent before, and had a few eviction notices before. There's a few, maybe 3 or 4, but I know the feeling when you come home and that big old long paper taped to your door, like you gonna miss it, and all your neighbors can see it too, especially if you're in an apartment complex. And then you got Nosy May across the street that's probably in competition with you. You done took the paper down, but she see you out there and she be like, oh, did you see the paper on your door? Like, how could I miss it? Are you going to pay the paper on my door? No. But I'm just saying, that your rent is number one. You have to have a roof over your head. Unless you want to go back and stay with mom, dad, that nagging sister, that nagging friend, that dirty friend. So, hey, pay your rent. Cable. You don't really need cable. That's just something that we want. But in my mind, back in the days, I felt that I needed cable. I have cable now, but back then, I felt like I needed cable. Like I was spoiled. I couldn't watch regular TV because they ain't have no good shows. And it's even worse now, I heard. But back then I had cable, and if it got cut off in my name, I got to turn it back on in my daughter's name. And if it got cut off in her name, I got to cut back on in my other daughter's name. And if it got cut off in her name and I got a boyfriend, okay, I got part of my name, part of his name, part of her name, mixed it all up, got it back on. Y'all probably done did the same thing too. But I'm just saying, that's not a necessity, that's a want. Okay. Lights. You gotta have lights. You gotta have hot water. No way around it. So, I'm guilty of that too, where, I had to have that club money and get that outfit, and I wanted that purse, and I wanted them nails done, and I wanted to be able to go chill and then pay my lights. Okay. Now, you can get extensions on lights. All you have to do is call and communicate with them. Do an extension if you don't have it. Don't wait till the same day that it's due and try to do the extension. Take care of your business. I'm just saying. I've had my lights cut off a few times sitting there with candles. That ain't no good feeling. Gotta wake up and bathe with cold water. That's not a good feeling. Everybody know your lights off because at night everybody decorated. Seem like you can see everybody lights on when your lights cut off. Like, dang, I ain't even know it was a light over there. I ain't even know that it was a street light right there. Yeah, you notice all that when you ain't got no lights. But I'm just saying. And then you want to get mad. You want to beat the man up. He just doing his job when he come out and cut the lights off because you ain't pay your bill. We want to beat them, get mad, cuss them out, threaten them. Who does that? I've been guilty of that too. People, pay your light bill. That's a need. That's something you need, especially if you have dependents, which means other people depending on you, even if it's not your kids, but other people are dependent on you. So, I mean, if they can't do it for themselves and you're doing it for them, keep your lights on. Pay your rent. Okay. So, I'm just sharing this with you all. I don't know everything. And when you call to communicate with the people, let me tell you this, be nice. Because sometimes people can tell you something that can help you, or they'll do stuff that they're not going to tell you about to try to help you out. But if you call in cussing them out and beating them get mad because you didn't pay your bill, don't expect much help. Because they'll sit there like, they know stuff, but they'll be like, well, ma'am, I'm sorry. And then you start coming up with all these stories. Well, my baby on a ventilator and I need the lights. Or my grandma got a heart murmur and she on oxygen and the tank don't stop working and she about to pass out. I gotta rush to the. I'm guilty of telling those lies too. Baby wasn't even on no ventilator. Grandma wasn't on no heart machine. Wasn't on no oxygen tank. I'm just saying, when you call, just keep it real nice, real simple. Yeah, you're upset. Of course you're upset. And then you go to thinking all kind of stuff like, who can I call? I said I won't never call him no more. Or I wasn't gonna call her because she, and dang, I sure can't call her because she talk too much. The whole city gonna know my lights up. Don't put yourself in those predicaments. Pay your bills. It's just as simple as that. When you do promise to pay, make sure that it's reasonable and it's achievable. Don't overextend yourself. The reason why I say that, because I've done years of customer service work and I've dealt with it. If you know that your bill due is $300 and you know next week you tell them, oh, I can pay it next week. You saying anything just to get them to turn it back on. But you got to remember, when next week come, they type in everything that you say. They going to remember that promise. So when you think you're going to call it next week, say, no, I ain't say that, I said this. And they looking at, no, she lying. So we ain't finna work with her. She just a liar. Don't do that. If you know that next week your bill due is $300 and you only have $150 coming in next week, don't tell them you're going to give them the $150 or the $300. Tell them you're going to give them the $100 and the following week you'll give them another $100. And keep the $50 in case if you need gas or you need household items or you need food. Don't stress yourself. Stop stressing. We having too many people having all these aneurysms and high blood pressure. Unnecessary. Stop stressing yourself. Pay your bills. Do what you got to do. Do what you're able to do. And don't worry about the rest, because God got you. He'll take care of the rest. You got to make the first step and do it the right way. And then he'll do the rest for you. He'll have people show you favor. Let me tell you about your vehicles. I used to do this type of work. Where I used to, don't get mad at me, y'all, where I was doing it for the paycheck, but I did help a lot of people. If you're behind in your car payment, a lot of car places won't tell you. A lot of loan, where you get your car loans, they won't tell you this. You're allowed to do a deferment. Yes. For the life of the loan, I think you're allowed 2 deferments or 3. I can't remember because I haven't did this type of work in about 5-6 years. Is it? Anyway, they won't tell you that, but they can give it to you. Let them know I'm having a hard problem. Now, they're not going to let you do it back to back to back. Like you getting 2 deferments or 3 deferments in 6 months time. No, they're not going to do that. If you've been paying pretty good and you run into a hard, or even if you ain't been paying good as you should, and you run into a hardship, let them know. They can give you a deferment. And what a deferment is, they move a payment to the back. You still got to pay it, but they just moving it to the back. And also, you can ask for a due date change. What a due date change is, it'll change the date that your payment is due, and it'll bring your account current. Say your payment is due the 5th of the month. Okay, you don't have it. You're not going to have it. You're not going to have it to the end of the month. Now you already behind a month. Let them know I've come into a hardship, or I've changed jobs, or whatever the situation, and I need to change my due date. They're not going to tell you this, but you can do it. So when they change your due date, and they change your due date to like the 20th of the month, guess what? Your account is current now. You're not going to be behind 2 months now, because it went from being due on the 5th to now being due on the 20th. So that brought your account up. It brought it current. Or if you're still a month behind, you're still a month behind instead of 2. So these are little tips that I'm sharing with you guys that I learned the hard way from experiencing. And I thought maybe I could pass it on. If you guys know some tips that you want to share with me, or because I don't know it all, I don't claim to know everything, but I'm just saying, I just want to be helpful. And like I said, I've been there, I've done that. You know what I'm saying? I've had eviction notices. I've lived with lights out. I've had to hide my truck behind my apartment before. Yeah, because I went to work one day, I was procrastinating instead of going ahead and paying a bill, and walked into work one day and the work wasn't there no more. It was just an empty office where they had done cleaned out through the night, and they owed me a paycheck and a half. So what was I to do? I had to go find another job, and then you got to wait another 3 weeks because they get paid every 2 weeks, and they hold a week in a hole. So that put me even farther behind. So needless to say, I lost the truck. So, hey, I got a repo on me. I got about a couple of them. But I'm just being honest. I'm just keeping it real with you guys to let you know that what I've been through, and I made it out, and God has helped me. I haven't lost a vehicle since then. I haven't, in about the last 10 years, I haven't lost any vehicles. I haven't had any eviction notices. I haven't had any lights and water off, So I just thank God for his grace and his mercy. I've had help along the way. I'm not going to sit here and act like I haven't had any help. I've had a couple people had to help me out before. But, I'm just saying, don't put yourself in predicaments that you can't get yourself out of. Live your life as stress-free as possible. We have enough to deal with on a daily basis without adding our own stress. And when you're not paying your bills, and you can pay it, but you're having a little problem, but you don't want to pay it because you want that $400 designer purse, or you want them 10 outfits, designers that costed you 2 paychecks, or you trying to go hang out in a spot where when you come back you're gonna be broke and ain't gonna be no food and no water, no heat in the house. Don't do that to yourselves. Don't put yourselves through that unnecessary struggle. Love yourselves. Let's stop all these aneurysms and this high blood pressure. Let's get ourselves together. Take care of yourselves, ladies and men, and know your worth. Know you're beautiful. Know that God will help you, and that it's nothing too hard for God. It's nothing too hard for God. I don't care what you're going through, what your struggle is. There's nothing too hard for God. Pray about it. Have faith. My job here is to inspire, encourage, uplift. And I hope what I've shared with you today, it might have made you laugh, but I hope that it hit home, and that if somebody is out there going through some things, God got you. He's got you. Don't worry about what they say. Don't worry about what she say, what he say. It's all about what God says. God got the last say so. You might have an eviction notice on your door. Pray about it, honey, because miracles happen. God's still in the business of performing miracles. Your lights might be off. You might not know where you're going to get your next dime. You might not know where you're going to get your next mouth of food. Your food to feed you and your family. But don't worry about it, because God got it. He make a way. He touches hearts all day, every day. I just want you to be encouraged. Keep your head up. Keep smiling. Stay uplifted. And I love you. I love you. I love you. Have a blessed day, Facebook family and friends. Stay encouraged. Be a blessing.